pouring all over the court. Check the trade scoring, a rational activist. Others remain dormant, factual passages. Able to wage war when time call for it. Burn fire upon corporate setting his back. So let's fall forward. See the big picture. Don't get stuck on small portraits. Tap resources, just three inner forces. Mind, body, and soul working like piano chords. Linking the piece together from the root like Neanderthals. Reserving animalistic behavior when I convert into the satanic spiritual savior. Words that I use are the truth if I never gave ya anything else in your life. Remember words that I breathed on this mic. I print people a copy to read what I write. Tell it fast like Mach speed on a bike. Like a native chief, I speak and bring peace with a pipe. Subtle as a thief in the night with beats in the light. Check the I'm blacking out like Slobodan Milosevic. Hold that, take some with you. Eternal pain when New Jerusalem hit you. Fall back, don't press the issue with script, lock, script, check, Bethlehem officials.
Yo, what is up? What's going on, people? Welcome. It's not going to be a long stream. I just had to come on here and talk a little bit of the Kenobi because I'm seeing a lot of hate on Twitter, and I'm just like, what the hell are they hating on? But before we get into it, you know how we do it. A word from our sponsor.
Wash your ass. Toilet paper is good, but water is much better idea. Use water each and every time you wash your ass. A clean asshole is good for you, good for your well-being, good for your soul, and good for each and everybody who is coming into close proximity with your ass. Wash your ass every day. Make washing your ass an act of devotion and a gift to your body. Life is too short to walk this earth for a crusty asshole. So wash your ass.
That's right, people. Make sure to wash your ass. But with that being said, let's get into it now. I'm gonna start off by saying that this episode I got a cat issue here. But let me fix it. Twitter. All right. There we go. What up, Ninja? What up, Mystic Shadow? What up, Widow? Thank you guys for popping in. Much appreciated. So like I was saying, I personally think that this episode of Kenobi is the best freaking thing that Star Wars has done. I know a lot of you guys like The Mandalorian, and to me, I just think Mandalorian was meh, but Kenobi has been killing it. And this episode was lit. I really enjoyed the episode. Did it have a couple of issues in it? Absolutely, 100%. What's up, Matt Mom Bear? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Did it have some issues in it? Absolutely, 100%. But it was lit. And, you know, I wake up this morning because I don't get to watch it at nighttime anymore because I am not staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this show, especially when I got work the next day. So I went on Twitter to see what they were saying, and I seen some people saying it was good. But then I seen all the hate. Worst episode ever. Can't believe this and that and that. And I was like, okay, let me watch it. So I watched it. And just from the start, I was like, yo, this shit is fire. Like, yo, first off, you get the flashback to Obi-Wan and Kenobi fighting somewhere in the Attack of the Clones or between the Attack of the Clones, right? So I would have preferred if they would have maybe did it like closer to Revenge of the Sith, but that's nor here nor there. It was fine, you know. I thought the aging wasn't good. It looked off to me. The de-aging looked off to me. I hope they fix that. What up, K-Dot? So I hope they fix that because they're bringing it out in theaters, right? It's going to come out in theaters. So I hope they fix that in the theater and, you know, make it a little bit more sharper. I think Obi-Wan looked okay at points. Hayden Christensen, there was a couple of scenes where it looked good, but the rest of it, I was just like, yeah, you can definitely see it. I don't know. At one point, it just looked like they popped their head onto a body. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But you know, starts off, you know, and they're having their test, and he's telling Obi-Wan, I didn't think you'd come, and Obi-Wan saying, maybe I have a chance now. And this goes back to some of the stuff that we're learning about Obi-Wan. About Anakin. And even if you watch the Clone Wars, you can see he's cocky. You know what I mean? Obi-Wan has Anakin has always been a cocky Jedi. Even in Revenge of the Sith, when he catches Dooku and he tells him Dooku, he's like, yo, my powers are 2 times stronger than they were the first time we met. You know what I mean? And he just has this swag about him, like no one can beat him. So uh, Obi-Wan knew he wasn't strong enough to beat him. So what did he do? He used his smarts, and that was good. I pretty much enjoyed that. Then we get the Reva stuff. And to be honest with you, people are hating on it, like, oh, how does Reva know it's Anakin, and how does Reva know this and that? And they explain it to you in this episode. And the explanation, it works for me. I'm seeing people talking about, well, just because she's seen him doesn't know he's Darth Vader. But I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she could put 2 and 2 together. And if not, maybe she heard that, because by this point, they're calling him Lord Vader, right? They're not calling him Anakin, they're calling him Lord Vader. So is it a possibility that she heard one of the stormtroopers or someone call him Lord Vader? It's a possibility that she learned that, right? So I was cool with that. I was like, yo, this answers the question, right? The question that people had from, she said she knew he was Anakin. It answered that question. So I was like, I'm cool with it. That was fine. It seems to me like the rumors that we heard before the series came out are actually going to be true, right? Because there was the rumor that she was gonna get redeemed, or she was gonna turn good and stuff like that. I called it. I was gonna look for the episode of the roundtable where I called it, and I said that I think she's not doing this to get at Obi-Wan. She's doing it to get at Vader because of, what we seen in the flashback in the first episode. What up, Lonely Banter? What up, Poe? K. Dot said, I don't think they de-aged him at all. Hayden looks like he does now as Anakin in real life. I don't know. If you go back and look at Revenge of the Sith, he looks a little bit older than he does in Attack of the Clones. So I'm thinking, since it's a lot older, then, he's older now. So they had to have done some sort of de-aging on him. I believe they did. But I didn't think it there was just something about it. Like when he lights up his lightsaber and they show his face when the lightsaber's going up, there's something about that look on his face that has me just like, I don't know. I'm not, doesn't feel good, right? So when we first heard about the series, they were talking about Reva, going at Vader. It's like, okay, I could see that, you know what I mean? See the redemption arc, could see the type of character she was. Then you find out she's a youngling. So I could see that. But it happens, right? And when it happens, yo, no word of a lie, Vader is a badass, and I love that scene. Like, I still think Reva or Moses Ingram looks kind of chunky with a lightsaber. Just her fighting skills wasn't nothing special. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen better fights in the prequels for sure, but for me, it wasn't what she was doing. It was what Vader was doing, and it was basically showing how freaking powerful Vader was. That she was swinging that lightsaber, and he didn't even ignite his. He was just blocking it with his force powers. I was like, yo, that's fucking safe. Then he pulls it from her, right? Oh, the scene where she tries to strike at him, and then the other lightsaber end comes out. I was like, that was cool. But Vader ends up taking it from her, snapping it in half, and then giving it to her like, you want some of this? Come and get some. You know what I mean? I loved it. I fucking loved that shit. I thought it was great. Let me see what K-Dot's saying here. He said, why Vader assumed Reva was that black girl from Order 66? He think all black Padawans look the same? No. I'm not going to sit here and say that he knew it was the black girl from Order 66, but he did know she was up to something. And as you can see, the Grand Inquisitor came back. The real one came back. So obviously him and Vader had some sort of conversation, because I'm telling you, from the beginning of this episode, Vader knew what her plan was. He knew it. He was baiting her out. You know what I mean? He's like, well, if I can get a chance to get Obi-Wan, then it's a win-win for me. And that's what his plan was, right? And you could see it through the conversation where Obi-Wan is telling Anakin that he's too aggressive because all he wants to do is prove himself. All he wants to do is win. If you watch the Clone Wars, the cartoon, yes, that is it. In every battle, he always needed to find a way to win. He always had to win. You know what I mean? He did not like to lose. So that goes into the cockiness that Anakin was, which I 100% was happy with. I was like, yo, they stayed. And, just a couple of weeks ago, I did a stream and I'm like, Star Wars, they don't care about anything that Lucas does in canon or whatever, but kind of did in this episode. They kind of cared, you know what I mean? And they did a good job of it. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't get the hate. You guys complained about Reva knowing who Anakin is. They tell us who Anakin is, and then there's still hate. There's or how she knows that, and then there's still hate. And I'm just like, I think people just want to hate Disney to hate Disney. You know what I mean? They want to hate Star Wars just to hate Star Wars, because I don't like anything pretty much Disney Star Wars has done, especially when it comes to the movies. I fucking hated Rogue One. A lot of people like Rogue One. Hated Rogue One. I thought it was fucking trash. Like, the movie's garbage. But people like, oh, Rogue One's like the best thing Disney Star Wars done, and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people like Rogue One because of the last 10 minutes. And I'm like, I like the last 10 minutes of Vader, but that doesn't fix that movie for me. The characters in that movie are bland. The story for me is garbage, right? I am the Force. The Force is with me. When I first heard that, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, where the fuck this come from? You know what I mean? So I've hated Disney Star Wars. Mando came out and everybody was praising Mando, and I'm like, Mando's okay. You know what I mean? It's not bad, and I could see why people thought it was the best thing Star Wars at the time. Fine, wasn't bad. It was okay. You know what I mean? But I fucking hated it. I wouldn't say I hated it. I say I didn't think it was great because everything was a side mission. Every episode it was, hey Mando, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. You get episode 1 in season 1 where he fights the Krayt Dragon. Then you get episode 1 in season 2 and he's fighting that snake or thing under the ground. I know it wasn't a Krayt Dragon, but it was like the same thing. Like, it was just like, it just wasn't. Best episode was Ahsoka. Now, I'm a lightsaber guy. You know what I mean? There's things in Star Wars that I like to see and I want to see. One is lightsabers, obviously. Love to see the lightsaber fight. Love to see the Jedis and the space battle. You know what I mean? You give me a space battle with some spaceships and all kinds of shit like that, and I'm good. It's just the sequel trilogy didn't do none of that good. You know what I mean? Even the space battle in the sequel trilogy was like trash to me. I was like, it's garbage. Lightsaber battles were garbage, So now you get this, and it's like, because people hate Star Wars so much, they can't give Disney any credit when they do something good. And I can. I'm going to. You know what I mean? If I think what they did is good, it's good. Is it perfect? No. George Lucas's prequels weren't perfect, though. You know what I mean? They weren't perfect. You could say the original trilogy was perfect. If you want to say it is, no problem. But I know there's people who watch the original trilogies and don't think it's that good either. So when they do stuff good, I'm going to say it's good. When they do stuff bad, I'm going to say it's bad. Book of Boba Fett was bad. It was trash. It was fucking horrible. I think the Book of Boba Fett is up there with Solo, right? Because I think Solo is the worst thing that Disney Star Wars has done. What's up, Basil? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. So I think Solo is the worst thing that Disney Star Wars has done. And Boba Fett is like right there. It's 1A, 1B for me, So when I get Kenobi, I'm going into Kenobi thinking, oh my God, they're going to fuck up Star Wars. Something I still say is retcon till this day until they fix it at the end of the series is the Leia shit. I still say that's a retcon, right? But I also went back and I was saying, well, because when it first started, I'm like, Obi-Wan and Vader are going to meet again, and that's going to retcon too. But then when I go back and I actually listening to the wordings of what Vader says to Obi-Wan and in A Hope, I'm like, okay, yes, there's wiggle room. You see, what I was thinking he says, when last we met, I was but a learner. But that's not what he says. He says, when I left you, I was but a learner. Meaning, when he separated from Obi-Wan, he was still a learner. And that's basically what the prequels are. Yeah, he's still a learner when he leaves. I mean, even though he has surpassed Obi-Wan in power, right? He's still a learner. So him and Obi-Wan separate, he's still a learner. So they can have a fight again. They can have another fight again. They can have as much fights as they can up into A New Hope, right? Or they can do, because it doesn't really retcon it. But the Leia stuff, to me, still is a retcon. Until they fix that, I'm still gonna have an issue with that. But Riva's character in this, I had no issues with her whatsoever. Didn't think her acting was that bad at all either. I mean, I think she overreacts sometimes when she's like says certain words, like when she tries to be angry and aggressive. I think it's kind of a little bit of overacting. But guys, remember, this is like her first big project. She hasn't done that much. Basil said this episode was really a good one. I agree. I agree with you 100%. I thought it was lit, man. I was at work watching it, and I'm sitting there, you know what I mean? And I'm watching this thing, and I'm texting Daddy. I'm like, yo, this is fire, bro. This is fire. So when Vader, and I know they did it in um Rise of Skywalker, right? But I think it was done better in this. But this scene where Vader is using the Force to stop the ship from frying, that is straight out of the Force Unleashes game. And I remember when I played that game, I said I've always wanted to see this done in a movie. I did. I even had ideas for like the sequel trilogy, right? And it would have been involved around Luke's kids and Han's kids and stuff like that. But at a scene where one of them was actually trying to take down one of those Star Destroyers before it flies and takes off, and the other siblings were trying to protect. But anyways, that's not here nor there. But I said I wanted to see that, right? So now people are like, oh, that was stolen from J.J. Abrams. No, that was taken from the Force Unleashed game. That was the first time it was done in that. It was in that game. And you're the one that's trying to, because you got to use the left and right analog sticks to try and bring the ship down. So when I seen it, I was like, yeah, that's fire. You know what I mean? Vader, pulls down the ship, rips off the door, and it's a decoy, and the real ship flies away, right? Now, my issues with the episode, and one of the big ones I have is, well, this is a minor one. I'll go with the minor one first. Is just because you put a tracking device in the droid, that means the droid is now there to do your bidding. If she had said she reprogrammed the droid, then I've been like, okay, but she put a tracking device in it. So fucking what? The tracking device is supposed to make the droid fucking go in there and sabotage shit? I was like, that's stupid, right? And then Leia, she's going there to try to fix it. She grabs the droid, and all she does is pull up the tracking device. I was like, yeah, that's... I guess it was just something for Leia to do. Hey, what's up, Dijon Must? How you doing, man? Dewan Must. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Keda said, yeah, that was Force Unleashed. Absolutely. The first thing it was done in, right? So you can't sit there and say, well, they stole it from J.J. Abrams. First off, it's a Star Wars thing, right? So are you going to say that J.J. Abrams stole the Force push from George Lucas? You know what I mean? Because J.J. Abrams, in his movie, one of the Jedis did a Force push, or they stole the Jedi mind trick from George Lucas because they did it in the J.J. Abrams movies. See the logic? It's dumb to sit there and say just because it was done in JJ's movie, you're like, oh, they stole it from JJ's movie. No, it's a Force thing. It's Star Wars. It's all Star Wars. You're gonna see it again. You know what I mean? You may see it again. You may see it in a different way, done different way, but you may see it again. It's Star Wars. That's what they do. You know. The only thing that they haven't done yet that I wish they've done is showing the Jedi's run fast like they did in Phantom Menace, which I was actually just watching before I came onto the stream. I like that. I like that the Jedi's have that speed, where they can just run quick, but you haven't really seen that much anymore. But yeah, so that's one of the issues I had with the droid. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. She puts a tracker device in it and it turns red, and then I'm like, wait a minute. So the droid is the one that locked them in there, but how? But then I'm guessing she could have, I guess, sent a message to the droid after Vader said lock him in, right? So she could have sent a message to the droid, and the droid did that. Hey, what's up, Wolverine? How you doing? Mr. Phantom Zone is here. Yes, sir. Glad you can make it once again. So, but the biggest issue that I have with this episode, and this is the biggest one that I have, is Vader did not fucking kill Reva. That made no fucking sense to me. Yo, Vader has killed people for fucking letting a ship get away, right? So you're gonna tell me that this Inquisitor who just tried to kill you gets away, right? And then I'm like, oh, she gets stabbed in the stomach, but she's gonna survive. I'm like, oh, why are they surviving? Like, why is? And then what up, Tim Talk? How you doing, man? Glad you can make it. Much appreciated. I just didn't like that. I'm like, Vader killed fucking Dooku. You know what I mean? Walked up to him, Palpatine said, do it. And he chopped off Dooku's head, right? So you're telling me that Vader, now, who is engulfed in rage, is not going to kill Reva after Reva tried to kill him? No. He is going to fucking cut off her head. Even the Grand Inquisitor comes back and he doesn't want to get revenge. I know he's like, oh, we're going to leave you here in the gutter like we found you. But that, again, like Tim said, plot armor. It makes no sense to do that. Just fucking kill the bitch. You know what I mean? Like, she fucking mutiny, whatever the fuck you want to call it, she tried to kill Vader. Kill her. But now, when she finds the little communicator, right, and gets half a message, now I know the next episode she's probably going to go, and this was a rumor that was talked about before it started, she's going to go and hunt down Luke, right? So now she knows about Luke. She's gonna probably die, which is fine if she dies, but the thing about it is, if they kill her, you don't have to do that. And then I'm like, are we gonna get another Vader fight? Like, I don't understand why they're doing this with the last part. Like, you know what I mean? Right now, you should have got rid of Reva and had the last episode about Vader and Obi-Wan. That's what it should have been about. The last episode should be about Vader and Obi-Wan. I don't want to. Well, we'll see how it's done. I'm not gonna say that. So far, it's been good. You know what I mean? I've been talking to my son about it, and so my son was like, yo, he's loving it too. So Kayla said, yeah, Reva should be dead. Her arc over now. Absolutely, 100%. Vader should have killed her, or he should have let the Grand Inquisitor exact his revenge on her and kill her. You know what I mean? You see in the trailer that she's in front of Uncle Owen's house. Oh, really? See, I didn't notice that. I don't know if that's the trailer for the next episode or the original trailer. I didn't notice that. But yeah, okay. So if she's in front of Uncle Owen's house, so it's obviously that she's going to go after Luke. I don't like that. That's the one part about it I think kind of made Vader look soft. You know what I mean? Vader should have killed her. Should have been done with, right? And maybe because Ice Cube's son character says, they're right behind us and we have no light speed. So it could have been a possibility where they land on a planet or something and Obi-Wan has to fight. Because at the end of this episode or series, Vader has to think that Obi-Wan is dead. So I think that fake Jedi is going to come into play. But he has to think Obi-Wan is dead, because in A New Hope, when he's talking to Tarkin in the council meeting, they're like, you're the last of a dying breed. So it's obviously they think Obi-Wan is dead. Even when he tells Tarkin, I sense something I haven't sensed in years, and he's like, oh no, Obi-Wan, he must be dead by now. But, well, now that I think about it, he says he must be dead, meaning they're not sure if Obi-Wan is dead or not, which is fine. But I still think that by the end of the series, Vader should think Obi-Wan is dead. He should think he had won. You know what I mean? But that's nor here nor there. But I'm just here because I'm like, listen, man, when they do stuff good, at least admit it. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to sit there and hate because or just to hate. Like, they do some stuff good. Then they did some stuff good in this episode, and it's K-Dot is fucking better than Miss Marvel. I'm sorry, Ms. Marvel, Chillmonger. It's better than Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel was a snore fest. I was like, what am I watching here? And then when they did that little, after the boy put the number in her phone, she got home and started doing that little dance number. I was done. I was like, whoop, nope, sorry, cut this shit off. I'm done with it. But it's like a little kid. It's like a little kid show. You know what I mean? And it's not for me. Hopefully it'll get better, but it's not for me right now. So I'm gonna continue to watch it, of course, but it's not for me. But hey, man, I'm excited for the next episode of Obi-Wan, to see how they close it out. I'm not gonna go see it in theaters because one, it's 5 hours, right? And two, and watch it for free. Why am I gonna go pay to watch it in theaters when I can sit at home, watch it for free? You know what I mean? Bun my thing and watch it for free. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go see it in theaters. But at the end of the day, I think the episode was really good. I 100% enjoyed it. Um, I hope they go out with a bang, right? I really do. And I don't know, man. Is there anything else that I can think of that I wanted to say? Because when I was watching the episode, or when I was thinking about it, I was like, I have so much to talk about at this, and I was going to talk about this and that. Oh, another thing, the stormtroopers. I seen K Dot talked about it. The stormtroopers couldn't hit nothing. You know, there are people, a couple of people got shot. I think I seen 2 people get shot and then the droid. But at the end of the day, that's the running joke with the stormtroopers, is that they can't shoot. They even did it in Mando, right? Where they're doing the target practice and they're shooting this fucking thing on the ground, which is like right there, and neither of them can hit it. So that's a running thing with Star Wars. I get it. Maybe they shouldn't do that, but we've seen plenty of movies where, guys should be dead and they're not. So I completely hold on. Someone wants to send me a message. You got the name the second time it's pronounced like Dwan. Oh, I got you. Got you. Sorry, that was a message because I pronounced the name wrong. He's letting me know I got it right. But yeah, so it's a running joke that the stormtroopers can't shoot. We already know that, you know. Now the targets were right in front of their faces. I think a lot more people should have got killed, but again, it's plot armor, right? But I remember something I was gonna say. The reason why, now, because people are like, oh, now she's gonna go hunt down Luke, and why is that? It's because Obi-Wan tells her we can do this together, right? Obi-Wan's like, yo, we can take Vader down, we can stop him together. And then he bounces. He leaves. Now, I don't know why she attacked Vader. She should have continued to play the role. You know what I mean? Maybe until the last episode, she could have maybe tried to, play the role. And then the Inquisitor comes in, and that's when she realizes that she was caught. And then she starts to fight. But the fact that she just tried to sneak up behind him and attack him like that, I'm like, you had the conversation. She did say she didn't need Obi-Wan, but at the same time, I think she was expecting Obi-Wan to be there for help, And Basil said the last episode has to be at least an hour. I agree. This episode was a little bit short, could have been longer. But again, if they're gonna bring it in theaters, then I don't think they want to have a freaking 6-hour movie in theater, right? 5 hours is already long enough, and I guess there's going to be intermission between the first 2 hours or whatever. I don't know, but to sit there in a theater for 5 hours to watch this, I don't think I can do it, man. He says stormtroopers worse than Cobra. Get to the range. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. They are worse. They are worse than the Cobra and GI Joe, right? Because they don't hit nobody. But again, that's how it's always been with Star Wars. You can go back, people talk about it. There's also the thing where they always bump their heads, right? Because it happened in A New Hope, where the stormtrooper accident bumped his head. It was on screen, so they used that a lot. So it's kind of a running thing in Star Wars. So I'm not mad at them, at them not hitting anybody. Plus, Tila, she dies in it, right? So someone died. I mean, the character I didn't really care about, anyways. Throwaway character, I believe, but at least someone died in it, you know? We know Obi-Wan's not dying. We know Leia's not dying. So anybody else that was in that scene, to me personally, was expendable. So they could have made it a little bit more realistic where the stormtroopers just went in there and was mowing them down, like they were just dying because they weren't covered by anything, right? They could have done that, but again, it's Disney Star Wars. You're not going to get that kind of brutality in there. But when they did the flashback of Anakin killing the younglings, I was like, oh shit, okay, they went there, because they showed a lot more than George Lucas did, right? In the Revenge of the Sith, he walks in and say, "Master, what can we do?" And then the lightsaber ignites, and that's it, right? This one, you see the kid there, you see the lightsaber, you see it swing, and then no more kid, right? So they're pushing the envelope. I think Disney Star Wars is pushing the envelope a little bit more there, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Like I said, I had no issues with this episode. I think it was well done. Well, I shouldn't say I don't have no issues because I told you what a few of my issues were. Um, I'm gonna watch it again. I watched it 2 times already. You know, second time I fell asleep on it though. I came home and passed out while I was watching it. So I'm gonna watch it again because I really enjoyed this episode. Um, what else? Goes to the planet. Um, so when Obi-Wan says, "I'm just gonna go and talk to her," I was like, "You're a fucking Jedi. Why are you going to talk?" Right? I've seen you and fucking, well, you've taken out. Listen, in the Clone Wars, fucking Mace Windu took out an army of fucking droids easy. Now I know they're stormtroopers, but Obi-Wan should have been able to go out there, take them out, and then probably fight with Reva. So he's like, "I'm gonna go talk to her." I'm like, "You're gonna go talk to her?" But when they have the conversation, it made sense to me. I was like, okay, now we're getting to know why Reva is doing what she's doing. So I thought that was good. But as I said, I think it's like when you go to a paintball field with the beginner's kit, the masks fog a lot, and that's why they can't shoot. That could be possible, but I mean, they're in those suits like constantly, right? So they got to have some kind of hydraulic system or something in there. You know what I mean? You watch the Robot Chicken one, and it's like, hey, I gotta pee, and it's like, hey, I just pee right there, and they say the pee turns into water. It was funny. If you'd watch Robot Chicken, right? But so that's what I'm saying. So he goes and he says he's gonna talk to her. And I was like, yo, you're a Jedi. Why are you gonna go talk to her? You should be out there, going out there and banging heads. And I would have preferred if Obi-Wan had went out there and, let's say, Reva didn't come in yet. This is what I would have done. I would have made Reva not reach there yet. The army would have got there. Obi-Wan would have got outside there. He would have fucked them all up. So it would have showed that now he's having a stronger connection with the Force. He'd have fucked them all up. And that's when the cavalry would have came in. So Reva would have came in with more stormtroopers to where Obi-Wan had to go back inside. That's was like, okay, so now let me try and talk to her and see what's going on. I think that would have been a little bit more badass. But again, we got to get perspective as to why Reva is doing what she's doing. I was 100% sure that one of these episodes was going to be like a Reva flashback episode because they've done it in fucking Mando, not Mando, in Book of Boba Fett, and they've done these flashback episodes. So I'm like, okay, I have a feeling that they might do that. I'm glad they didn't. I got just enough information as to why Reva's doing what she's doing. I didn't need anything else. I didn't need to see it. I didn't need to know details about it. She just didn't need to talk about it, right? And it's like, you were there. That's why she knows. Explanation fixed, story taken care of, right? So I don't know, man. I give this episode, to be honest with you, and I know they'll talk about it more on the round table on Sunday, so make sure to check that out on Chris's on Chaos Central channel. Obi-Wan episode 5 round table. We're going to get into more discussion on it. It's going to be probably interesting panel. I'm pretty sure there are a few people that probably won't like the episode. So, it's always a diverse opinions on these shows, and that's okay. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I do. It's not going to change my opinion of you or anybody else. Me liking it shouldn't change your opinion of me to anybody else. You know what I mean? Everything is subjective. You like what you like, and I think they did a bang up job. I give this episode. I give it a 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because they let Reva live, right, when they shouldn't have, and the droid thing with the tracking device and turning bad, kind of, I didn't like that either. Like I said, reprogram the droid. I'm cool with that, but put a tracking device in it and then say that, oh, hey, the tracking device is what makes the droid do what it wants you to do. Nah, don't buy it, right? So that's the only issue that I have, because they put a tracking device in the Millennium Falcon, then a New Hope. So if they did that, why weren't they able to, take control of the Millennium Falcon? Oh, Millennium Falcon's not a robot, right? Oh, it kind of is, because if you watch Solo, the robot's navigational system got put into the Millennium Falcon, so it does have an AI in it. So, he said it's fair. I'm more around 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 9 because it has those two issues that I have. I may watch it again and find some other issues with it, but right now it's only those two issues that I have with it, so that's why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's the highest one I've graded. Like, I think the only episode that I gave a grade either the same or higher is the episode with Ahsoka. Even the Mando with the Luke moment. The Luke moment is what saves that last episode for me, right? Other than that, it's just mediocre, right? But the Ahsoka episode, just the way it starts, where the lightsabers blaze up, boom, and the sound of her lightsabers were a little bit different than the sound that we get from these lightsabers. So I enjoyed that. The droid ship was too easy to move. Exactly, right? That's what shows me. It's like it's a tracking device. It wasn't like they reprogrammed the droid. So you could just take the tracking device out. That tracking device should not have had that droid acting the way it did. Should have been able to track the droid, yes, but to have it, and I guess it's a plot device because, like I said, they needed Leia to do something in this episode. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have got to see her at all. But again, that would have been okay. You know what I mean? That would have been okay if she didn't do anything in this episode. If she didn't have to do anything in this episode, that would have been fine with me. So it is what it is. We get Haja back, and again, I think Haja's probably going to sacrifice himself to make people think that it's Obi-Wan that died, but yet it was him. I don't know. Just a theory. We'll see what happens in that last episode. But again, like I said, Reva is going to be mad at Obi-Wan because I think K-Dot said it. Reva shouldn't have no problems with Obi-Wan. She shouldn't be mad at Obi-Wan because, I can understand that she's like, oh, where were you? Why were you not there? You know what I mean? Why you didn't help us? He was your Padawan. But she may not know that Obi-Wan was off fighting Grievous, like on another. And Obi-Wan could have said that, you know what I mean? Instead of just being quiet, like, listen, I was off doing something else, The Jedi Council sent us on different missions, and it just so happened that my mission, I was off planet, so I couldn't help. You know what I mean? Not that I didn't want to. I couldn't help, and that they could have had a little bit more to that conversation there, to where he explained to her why, which I'm kind of thinking he may do that in the last episode now, to be honest with you, right? Because if she's going to kill Luke, he's going to have to stop her, and he's probably going to have to stop her by telling her, listen, I didn't want this to happen. I was trying to, I wasn't there. I couldn't be there, but when I had to, I defended, you know what I mean? Obi-Wan defended. He went after Anakin. So, but with that being said, like I said, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It was a great episode. Anybody watching this on the replay, put some comments in there. Let me know what you thought about the episode, whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. Make sure to stay tuned to the Chaos Central channel, because in about 15 minutes, we will be doing the Rule of 3. And then after that, at 10 o'clock, we will be doing the OOC back here on my channel. So make sure you guys check that out. Once again, I appreciate everybody that came in here. Basil, T1000. Haven't seen you in a minute, T1000, but thank you for popping in. K Dot, Tim Talk, Wolverine, Dewan Musk. See, I got it this time, Dewan. I got it this time. Lonely Banter, LB is in the house. Poe is in the house. Nindroid was here. Maz Mama Bear was here. The Widow was here. Mystic Shadows was here. So once again, thank you guys again. I do appreciate you guys for all popping in. Like I said, stay tuned. Go on to the Chaos Central channel. Hit the notification bell. When that stream starts up, we will be doing the Rule of 3. Chris got some fire topics over there, like always. And always stay till the end because we do the I forgot what he calls it. Fact or fiction. My bad. Jesus. I got a good buzz going on right now. You know what I mean? I'm about to hit this up when I come off of here. What up, Tony Robinson? What's up, brother? Thank you for popping in. You always support and much appreciated. You coming in at the end though, but watch it on the replay. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment in the comments. You know what I mean? I don't really get much comments in my comments, but when I do, I respond to them. You know what I mean? So with that being said, guys, peace, love, and hair grease. See you in a bit. Peace. Shit. Intro.
Brainstorming, rain stay pouring all over the court. Check and trade scoring, irrational activists. Others remain dormant, factual passages. Able to wage war when time call for it. Burn fire upon corporate setting his back. Sun is fall forward. See the big picture. Don't get stuck on small portraits. Tap resources, your three inner forces. Mind, body, and soul working like piano chords. Linking the piece together from the root like Neanderthals. Reserving animalistic behavior when I convert into the cross satanic spiritual savior. Words that are used are the truth if I never gave ya anything else in your life. Remember words that I breathed on this mic. I print people a copy to read what I write. Tell it fast like my speed on a bike. Like a native chief, I speak and bring peace with a pipe. Subtle as a thief in the night with beats that I like. Check the I'm blacking out like Slobodan Milosevic. Hold that, take some with you. Eternal pain when New Jerusalem hit you. Fall back, don't press the issue with script, lock, split, check, Bethlehem officials.